see the detailed report for budget estimates up to the end of the AGM book. I start. That's the introduction. Introduction, financial performance and reporting. They are guided by mission vision of Wazalendo sacco, sacco strategic and business plan, Cooperative Societies Regulation 1992, to be specific, regulation number 29, which mandates me as a treasurer to read to you these two reports. Then, of course, we have international accounting standards and any other relevant laws. That's the aim. I'm here to present to you the financial statement for the year ended December 24 for your approval. The presentation covers, that's the scope, as you can see. Introduction, financial performance overview, statement of profit and loss overview, statement of financial position overview, key achievements in 2024, key challenges in 2024, way forward, then conclusion. I try to be faster when it comes to financial performance because the CEO has gone through most of these figures, so I try to be faster. Financial performance overview. Loan interest income has remained our major source of income. It contributed 73% of the total operating income for the last financial year. And the next bullet is that it increased by 24% from 87.3 billion in 2023 to 104.3 billion in 2024 when we are closing the financial year. And this was mainly due to increase in loan disbursements, better loan portfolio management, and better expenditure management. Total operating income increased by 20% from 121 billion in 2023 to 145.7 billion in 2024. Then when you go to total operating expenditure, increased by 13% from 22.4 billion in 2023 to 25.3 billion in 2024. And the main reasons, among many others, but the major reasons were increased branch outreach and ICT-related expenditure. Net surplus increased by 21% from 72.8 billion in 2003 to 88.1 billion in 2024. When I talk of 88.1, here we have not consolidated the accounts to include the profit for will. So members, I request that you note this. So this was mainly due to focused investment, high loan disbursement, better expenditure management, among many others, but mainly those ones. Then that's the net surplus I have talked about. Then net surplus for will, it was 1.4 billion. So when you consolidate it, the total net surplus for Wazalendo sacco was 89.6 billion, as already mentioned by previous speaker, the CEO and the chairman. Here we are looking at still the summary. It's the breakdown of what I was talking about. I don't need to go into that. It's be more of repetition. That's still the summary of what I was talking about. This is the graphical representation of the performance. We can move. Financial position overview. What traditionally we used to call the balance sheet. Total assets grew by 19% from 958 billion in 2023 to 1.14 trillion in 2024. And this was due to mainly growth in loan portfolio, land, construction, and ICT assets, then plus investment in will. Then loan advances has remained our major asset, representing 80% of the total assets. It increased from 737 billion in 2023 to 918 billion in 2024. Member shares increased by 23%. That is from 240 billion in 2023 to 295 billion in 2024. Member savings deposits. Here we are looking at retirement savings that grew by 21% from 392 billion in 2023 to 275 billion in 2024. Then ordinary savings increased by 14% from that figure in 2023 to 72 billion in 2024. Equity and reserve grew by 23% from 438 in 2023 to 542 billion in 2024. Then we go to total liabilities that increased by 6% from 520 billion in 2023 to 603 billion in 2024, and this was mainly due to increased in member saving deposits, that is retirement and other savings. Total assets, that was the movement in total assets from 13.6 billion to 27.5 in 2024, and that's total liabilities, equity and reserve. Those are the figures. All these figures are in AGM book. That is the graphical representation. You can move. Key achievements, as earlier mentioned by CEO, we achieved total growth in assets by 23%, increment, increase in loan portfolio, we registered 24% increment, increase in net surplus, that was 21%, and we are proposing, we are proposing to pay 40% of the surplus as dividends to our members. That is if approved in this AGM. A construction of Fort Portal, Mbale cash branches, it was earlier mentioned, and increase in branch outreach from 9 to 12. We move. Those are some of the challenges, as earlier mentioned by the previous presenters, both chairman and the CEO. Award has remained still our our challenge. I don't need to expand on that. Way forward, as earlier mentioned by CEO, that's how we intend to handle the issues to drive our Wazalendo ahead, move. So I conclude, and in my conclusion, Wazalendo shall continue to pursue strategic and business objectives in this financial year we are in, and we are convinced, both board, SUPCO, management, that we will remain competitive, efficient, effective in service delivery to our members. That's the end of the brief presentation on the financial performance. I request, sir, to
the
budget estimates.
Okay, go ahead.
The budget estimates projection is guided by the presentation on the budget estimates is mainly to inform to members of AGM the projection, how we are the income we are projecting in this financial year and expenditure, surplus or loss, assets and liabilities of the society. So I am here proceed to present to you the budget estimates for this financial year. Budget estimates are guided, as earlier mentioned. Of course, when we are making our budgets, we look at where we want to be and where we want to be as Wazalendo sacco, our strategic plan, the regulations, international accounting standards, and any other relevant laws. Proceed. The scope for this presentation, its introduction, budget 2025 budget assumptions, 2025 budget estimates, anticipated challenges, then way forward and conclude. Budget assumptions. The budget for this financial year is premised on the following assumptions. The number one is that loan interest rate to remain at 12% for agriculture loan product. That is the rate at which we give out a loan when it's agriculture loan. Then 13% for other loan products. Loan products, of course, we could talk of, as you know, the nyumba and the rest. Loan interest income is to remain our main source of income, and it's projected to contribute 73% of the total operating income. Loan interest income is projected by 26% from 104 that was attained in 2024 to 131 billion by the close of this financial year. And total expenditure is projected to grow by 32% from 25 billion in 2024 to 33 billion in 2025. And this is mainly to, among other reasons, this is operationalizing the branches, and of course, human resource expenditure, human resource, and many other. Surplus. Surplus for this year is projected to increase by 17% from 88.1 billion in 2024 to 103.9 in 2025. This is before consolidation. Loan portfolio to remain our major asset, and it's projected to contribute 77% of the total assets, and it will grow by 16% from 118 billion in 2024 to 106 trillion in 2025. Total assets projected to grow by 21% from the figure I mentioned to 1.3 trillion in 2025. Equity and reserves are projected to grow from that by that percentage from 542 in 2024 to 556 in 2025. We project that by the time we close this financial year, we shall have total liabilities growing by 37% from 603 billion in 2024. This time, we project that liabilities will grow to the figure of 828 billion when we close the financial year. Then, retirement savings alone is projected to contribute 78% of liabilities. And of course, why retirement savings is growing to that magnitude, I'm sure most of you are aware, because of salary enhancement. So that's why the retirement saving is growing in that direction. And retirement saving to remain at 10% of members' salary payment. Interest paid to retirement savings and ordinary savings to remain at 7% and 6% per annum, respectively. That one was well explained by Fund CEO. And those are graphical presentation on what I have just mentioned. On highlights and summaries of financial position. These are loans and advances. I have already explained how they intend to grow. Liabilities, assets, equity and reserves. That's the graphical presentation. In this financial year, as we operate, we anticipate to have a number of challenges, but of course, measures are there to meet them. And among the challenges that we anticipate are increased competition from other financial institutions, fluctuations in foreign exchange. This mainly affects us when we are paying for service level agreements with service providers that charge us in foreign currency, and also on ICT installations. Then, of course, there is also a challenge in new regulatory framework and its requirements. Then there is a war, as the fund chairman board mentioned about it earlier. It's an anticipated challenge. In conclusion, our sacco shall continue to pursue strategic objectives in this financial year, and we are convinced as board and management that we shall remain competitive and serve our members as required. We focused on increased productivity efficiency from a better motivated workforce for future business growth and sustainability. The report is hereby put to you for discussion and approval, and I end my presentation. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Treasurer, for those two summaries on financials and then the proposed budget. Now, members, we are doing quite okay, I think. And to avoid people getting tired, I would propose that now we discuss these three important reports. Are they three? One is the management report. The other one is a report by the WIR MD. And then this just final one, final accounts, and then the budget estimates. Then we do away with these because these are the main. And then we can go for the last set of reports because they are only two and they are from auditors. So before, then let us first discuss these, finish them, then we tackle the other remaining ones. May I now invite members who have any observations, any clarifications, any additions, to please raise up, and then we give you an opportunity to contribute. I see one hand there. On any of the reports, I want you to, the authors of those reports to get ready to listen in and take notes when people are asking so that you are able to respond to those questions that will be raised. Thank you.
Asante sana, Chairman.
Maybe before you do so, I have so many papers here. Let me take this opportunity to recognize our great partners, friends in the cooperative fraternity, and those we work with, those we invited and were able to come. This is very important. So let me take 2 minutes to introduce, to recognize them, and then we continue with the program. I start with Mr. Cheyune Nyombi from Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs, representing the Permanent Secretary. My boss, Madam Honorable Bintu Jaria, the chairperson of Ukusku, the apex body of SACCOs. Thank you for coming, for honoring our invitation, Madam. SCP Omoding Wilson, SCP Omoding Wilson, representing Exodus SACCO, Police SACCO. Mr. Wandera Johnson, NSPC State House. Oh, these are patriotism, I think. Correct? Thank you. Dr. Sylvester Ndiramukana, Ndiramukama, CEO Ukusku. Mr. Ongom Daniel from NRM Party. NRM Party? Patriotism also. Huh? Oh, yes, SACCO, yes. Not as a party, we don't invite political parties here. The SACCO, yes. Mrs. Semuko Irene Olive, Patriotism Secretariat, sacco. Thank you. Madam Esther Mugala, Post Bank. Thank you for coming, and thanks for your support. Mugira. This one they wrote Mugara. Mrs. Caroline Andama, Post Bank again. Our own Mr. Frederick Chibedi, PKF. That one is our external auditor. Mr. Navende Stephen, Chairman Warimu Cooperative Union. Thank you for coming. Mr. Tenywa Charles, Warimu Sacco. Thanks for coming. Mr. Francis Semwanga, CIC Insurance Business Development Manager. Thank you for coming. Then SACCOs, we have SGA and then Warim Sacco. Are these two or one? Then we have the media, we have those from Daily Monitor. Then we have Vision Group and NBS. Then we have telecommunication, MD, Airtel, Mane, Jafat. Thank you, Ariso. Thank you for coming. Then Susan Varunji. Thank you, Susan, for coming. Pamela Nachitio. Thanks so much for coming. Thank you for honoring our invitation. Thank you for being with us today. We really appreciate and salute you. Thank you so much. Okay, we continue with the program.
For record purposes, I'm Staff Sergeant Basheja Uruba, delegate representing School of Human Resource Management and Uganda Military Engineering College, Rugazi. I will react on the report presented by Will. Will is performing very well, no doubt about it. I want to make requests to the board. First of all, is the mode of reporting. As the mother Wazalendo has been doing, I'm requesting that you adopt that one also. That our deliberations are always done during pre-AGM. So that when we come here, we entirely discuss and pass resolutions. Because like now I've just, when we were already seated here, so we didn't have enough time to go through your figures. You just came, rushed us through the figures, and you went away. So I would love that you copy that strategy. Then another issue is about the recapitalization. I think we need to give this recapitalization strategy a time frame. Not leave it just open like that. We can say that we shall give you 2 years, you keep on recapitalization, then after 2 years we can review and see if it's still necessary. So those are some of my requests to you, the MD will. Otherwise we shall support you, and I'm even here hoping for you that that proposal of 2 billion can be passed so that we can strengthen and open up that Forex bureau. Thank you very much.
Thank you, member, for that brilliant, observations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chair. Mine goes to Will. It's a supplement in terms of investment. I fully appreciate his performance, but I would request the board to think about businesses which are related. We injected money or we invested in land. I think as of now, you cannot leave the stone quarry investment. It's an area whereby our friends, the Chinese, have invested a lot. It's an area which has the market. There is no way NEC can fail to have those bricks. There is no way Sebede, who is constructing almost 80% of UPDF structures, can fail to invest in that area. So and it is related to land. When you buy land, you can get a place of stone quarry, and then you can invest money there, 300-400 million, 2 billion. And when you look at our brothers, the Chinese, the profit margin is fertile. So I request the board to pick some bit of interest in that area.
Thank you very much. And it is your observation and recommendation and advice is connected to the other honorable delegate's request, because if Will was doing the same thing the mother Wazalendo sacco does by going to formations and talk to the stakeholders, because you are the stakeholders, then they would come up with some proposals on areas of investment. But also now that you all know that we have an investment arm, if you have any idea in business, you know, there are those who are really good doing business, please don't hesitate to bring those ideas to Will so that they can look at them and choose which ones. Because we mainly mind about risks involved in some of businesses in Uganda. That's we get so many, you know, people coming tell us this, that, the other, this. Even with the main Wazalendo sacco, but we normally resist because we don't want to go in areas really where the risks are high. Areas may have some good prospects, but when the risks are high, then we go. So thank you very much for your advice, Sam, General Sam. Any other? There is a hand. Tungo.
Thank you, Chairman, for giving me the opportunity. Mine is on MD business arm. In his presentation, he clearly indicated that out of 830 plots that were bought, only 199 were bought by members. A good straight as a business arm, but if the primary target was members, it indicates that 631 plots were bought by non-members. What could be the contributing factor here? Could it mean the preference? Could it mean that the land is located in one region in central here, and that could limit other members? Therefore, my wish is that you could, in future, explore the possibility of acquiring land in other regions so that members can have a great option on where to choose. For example, if I may not need to buy in Central, maybe I can buy in any place of my choice. Some of us, we have the belief of that backward saying that if you buy a land here at a certain time, that land will be taken away from you. So members, I think the MD could explore that possibility. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much for that observation and clarification, rather advice. So will MD prepare all the questions are on you because you are new in the system. People want to understand how they are going to benefit from your investments. Next, behind there and there in the middle. Doctor, go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. I know the obligation, one obligation of the sacco is environmental protection. And it is done as maybe supporting other agencies that are protecting the environment. But I would propose we can also take it as a business, the investment arm. And the money would be investing in other agencies to protect the environment. We inject in our investment arm. How? All our rivers or around the Lake Victoria, Lake Arb, 100 or 200 meters from the water body, it is for NEMA. If our environmental protection would apply for some of that land, and then we plant bamboo. Many people have come to this land for planting bamboo. There could be future in that area. Then another thing is that there is carbon credit. And there will be money to protect the what? Environment. So in protecting, rather supporting other agencies with some of our money, we can also start that plan. And we are protecting the environment, but also planning business in the future. Thank you.
We are very many here, and you may find a number of us maybe having some business ideas and investment ideas. I don't think we shall exhaust them here. What I would suggest is, if you, like doctor, that is a very good, but if you can write something, so anybody who has an idea on any investment or business for us, if you can please write something and you forward it to the people concerned, then they can go through them, because we may have so many and we may not exhaust them here. We shall take a whole week on new investment areas and businesses for week. Please, if you have any good idea, put it in writing and then it will be followed. And to really thank you. On this, on land, maybe if I can chip in before he comes, business as they have always been, they are tricky. That I think land is the only thing that appreciates. Other things depreciate at some point. Life depreciates. Other properties depreciate. But land appreciates. Now, if you want to invest in land, you invest in land to make money. But when now you invest in land and you only target members, because when we buy land or they buy land, we tag a price, a good price for the members, cheap. But now, that means we have ring-fenced the land with that price. So if it takes 10 years without members buying it, it will remain on that price. But if it was open, if you buy land now and you sell it next year or 2 years or 3 years, it would have appreciated. But if we keep it for members, it will not really make the business, because this one is a business arm. If I buy land in a certain place and I announce to members, those who are interested, buy at the price we give. Because we give two prices, one for our members and the other one for the public. But if we say, no, we shall wait for our members to buy when they choose to buy, then we are ring-fencing the land and we are stopping it from appreciating, and therefore the investment will not give us the profit we desire. That is one area we need to look at as the technical person will come in. Any other? Yes, behind there.
Yeah, sir.
And I think that should be the last person because I don't see.
I'm Honorable.
And then the other one. Okay, you will be the last.
I'm Honorable Corporal Balukujime, representing Marine Ndilwere Industry Limited. I'm Honorable Balukujime, representing Marine and Ndilwere Industry Limited. I'm talking about capitalizing will with an additional of 2 billion. I wanted to ask the director for this. What are the most strategic places that is targeting? Would it be our places or our cash branches in Wazalendo? Second point is, this one goes to the chairman. Sir Chairman, channeling our salary to Wazalendo wouldn't be a problem, but I think we need to sit down and still revise this. We should at least construct more branches. And let also the ICT department work on the network system. But passing or channeling our salary via Wazalendo would be a very good advantage because we really need it. Thank you, sir.
Let us start with the one of the chairman. We shall use the same infrastructure we are using to acquire loans from Wazalendo sacco because it is all money. There is no difference between a salary and the money you get as a loan. Since it does not take you a long time to get the loan, it will be the same infrastructure. And CEO, in addition to the 12 branches we have, he gave you other channels that where you, if you want your money, to get your money. So really the infrastructure we have, the capacity we have is enough to manage and you to access your salaries. Thank you. The last one in the middle there.
I am Private Mbetabait Dennis, representing Chari Battalion of 5 Division Infantry. I have two concerns to put across, and one is direct to the chairperson. When you talk of any ideas, me personally, I have tried to write 3 proposals. sorry for that. 3 proposals, one deriving from my passion of agriculture, of Waza Smart Agribusiness Financing. Believe me, from the experience point of view, I own a master's degree in agriculture. 12% for agriculture is still much interest rate for agriculture investments. And that one, I request you personally and with other members, give us a clear platform, whether it's an email or to which office directly, that we can put those proposals because we have them detailed. Then another one is on the land that we have already. Why can't we also study something on mortgage financing? When you go to Israel, where I did my master's, people have done, there is generation mortgage financing. A family gets a strategic place, their father is paying mortgage on that property. They have not finished it, but their generation will also take on it. When you look on the salaries that we get, personally me as a private, when you don't study cheap housing and you build for me, let's say on a 50 by 100, let's say in Matuga, give me a long payment program that can be, I can give an example like 10 months, 10 years. At least if you give me a chance with that low-cost housing, I will be very glad to move in with my family, and I keep paying with the small money that we are getting as the enhancement is being enhanced. So, when you look, I will give you an example. DFCU will give you 8% per annum, maybe for grow women, smart climate agriculture financing. Why can't we borrow a little from that? There is free money from UDB helping us on agriculture, on women. We don't have a product also helping our female combatants. Besides on the problems they get also, you know. And with the affirmative action that this government has brought in, are we really doing something for our female combatants? There is a proposal also which are written for that. Our board member for Northern Uganda knows that, and the vice chairperson has a copy of that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think the platform for proposals will be communicated by the CEO. That is very, very, very important. But on houses, we've been looking at studying some of those options. There are so many things we need. But when I was talking there, I mentioned some challenges. It is not this high table that invests. No, it is the sacco, and the sacco is the members. Let me give you a scenario. You are saving, someone is saving 20,000, and he makes standing order with the Minister of Defense that come 28th or wherever the date the salary comes, knock on my salary, knock off 20,000, and it goes to Wazalendo sacco, assuming it comes on the 28th. Then on the 29th, at midnight of 28th, you are lining up on the ATM in towns, checking with your ATM to see whether money has landed on your account. Imagine that is saving, assuming you are getting 400,000, no, maybe 600,000, you have just knocked off 20,000, the other one has remained in the commercial bank, the bigger one, but you have followed the 20,000 with your ATM to remove it. That is on the midnight. of 29th. Then on the 1st, you come with a form applying for a loan. When you have removed your savings, but you want a loan. Now, these are, for example, in one of the proposals today, we are proposing that generals at least leave 200,000, is it 200,000 on your saving account. Senior officers, 150. Junior officers, 100,000. Other ranks, 50,000. Just leave it. But if you can imagine before what is happening now, people, remove all their money using ATMs. And then they are the same guys who want loans. And now you want low-cost houses. So we need to really be serious if we want to get many benefits from the sacco. So we are done with the observations and questions. Now, I think all of them were, mine I have answered. Then now, I hand over to MD Will to respond quickly to those areas that were raised by members. And then we proceed.
Thank you very much, Afande Chair. I'll start with the last one. We are doing a study on low-cost housing, and I think is one of the future, is in the list of the future plans, so that we can see how we can move into that. And then somebody asked about how we are going to operate the Forex Bureau. Yes, the Forex Bureau is going to operate alongside our cash branches, and Bank of Uganda requires that every branch pays its operational license, and so we are looking at starting with 4. That is Arua, Port Poto, Entebbe, and Kampala. For the information that Afande Chair said, Will has an interactive, a very interactive website called www.wazalendosmc.co.ug. You can go and put in all the business proposals that we are going to project there. Then, so the bamboo planting will come in there. Then the issue of sale of plots, 2 things. Wazalendo Investment Limited has a business objective, 2 objectives. One is the social, to make sure that we improve our members' welfare by selling plots of land to them. But also we have the business objective of selling as many plots as possible, so for both the general public and to members, so that we can generate more revenue in order to sustain the social objective. And I want to correct something. The 830 plots were the total plots that we have so far subdivided from our 2 sites. We have a balance of about 55 acres of land in Bulamu, which is not yet subdivided. And so far we have sold 448 plots in total, where 199 were sold to members. I did not, in the advert we are not putting the price that we give to our members, but you realize that in Mukono, we are going to sell to the general public at 19, and this is not for press. You report this, we don't invite you next time. We are going to sell to members, to non-members at 19 millions, and to members at 17 millions. Matuga, we sell to our members at 14.5, we sell to the general public at 16.5. Bulamu, we sell to members at 9, and we sell to the general public at 11 million. For members, even that discounted price includes the cost of transferring your title. You only come and pick your title. So That is the correction I wanted to make on the issue of plots. Then the idea of acquiring actual land has solved one of our biggest challenge in acquiring land.
Acquiring land outside the central. People are still tribalistic. They may leave a good plot in Kororo, which earns a lot of dollars, but they want to go to their villages. How do we accommodate that?
Yes, the same. We have conducted a bit of study. We've tried with Mbarara. We have realized that estate business is not very good in Mbarara. Most of the people prefer to build their homes where they come from and not buying plots around the city. We have seen with Jinja, there is a potential, and other towns like Gulu. But again, that is also in our future plans. We want to realize build the muscle to be able to invest up country where even if the sales are very low, the costs and the revenue are generated from the side where the sales are very high. So with the time when we already have the financial muscle, we shall do that. You can see right now we have gotten two contradictions. The one that is telling us to start more businesses, and the other one is asking, when are we stopping to finance that? When is the capital stopping, capital support to will? So we first want to have that internal growth before we move out to other areas. We have a framework on the issue of when are you going to capitalization of will time framework. Yes. Currently, this year we are only asking for financing the Forex Bureau and the last budget support, because in 2023, it was agreed that we shall be supported for 3 years. And so this will be reviewed next year. And the bit of not us going for mobilization, it was because we had lesser products. And if you see in our way forward, we said we are going to go for aggressive marketing and mobilization. Going forward, you're not going to see Wazalendo team without Wazalendo Investment Limited. Then some clarification on the reporting is that this AGM is a creation of a cooperative act. You may need to also get it that Wazalendo Investment Limited operates under the Companies Act. So when we come here, we are only Wazalendo is only allowing their child to be around here. Otherwise, we are not supposed to be having regional meetings. We are not supposed to be having annual general meetings like the one of delegates and the rest. However, with support of Wazalendo Sacco, we shall be able to be coming to, we use this platform for our mobilization. Thank you.
Then we need a resolution to approve the budget, I think, and the reports. Reports are reports, whether you approve it or what, that is someone's mind. Okay, if the law requires us to approve every report, to me, I don't think it is really the practice. The approval should be something that, but a report, someone reports, whatever. But may I have members to move a motion to adopt Will's report and with the suggested observations that were made by members. and suggestions. Quickly, please. Member, move a motion and we move. A motion and those to support it. Members, what is the problem? Someone there?
For record purposes, I'm Staff Sergeant Washeja Uruba, delegate representing School of Human Resource Management and Uganda Maritime Engineering College. I'm here to move the motion, adopt the report from Will with those necessary observations and other various reports that have been presented this AGM. I beg to move.
All of them.
All of them concurrently.
Thank you. Can we have two members to second the adoption of the resolution by Basheja?
I'm Private Mbetavit Dennis, representing Shari Battalion 5 Div Infantry. I stand to second the motion raised by Honorable Basheja to adopt the reports. I stand to second them.
Thank you. Another one, at least another member.
Sir, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Victor Kabigumira Okot. I am the PSO, Ginger Zone, Wasako Ginger Zone, and the Cantonment Political Commissar. I do second the motion.
Thank you very much. And thank you for hosting us. Thank you. The reports that have been adopted are Will report and then the management report with those observations and suggestions. Then we need a resolution, a special resolution to adopt the budget proposal. That one we cannot combine it with others. Can I have a member to move a resolution? A motion. A motion to approve the proposed budget. The motion to approve the proposed budget.
Once again, Staff Sergeant H.J. James, delegate representing Dome Land Forces. I stand to move the motion that the resolution of the budget projection be adopted.
Thank you. Two members second the motion.
I am Sergeant Tim Amos Nicholas, representing Air Force Headquarters. I hereby second the motion.
Thank you very much. Another member?
Thank you, sir. Private Saturday Adam, 5 Infantry Division, Labudong Training School. I second the motion.
Thank you very much. The budget projection and the proposal has been fully approved and the motion adopted by AGM. Now, we are remaining with a few presentations which I know are not long. so we can have it. Let me now invite the Supervisory Board Chair, newly promoted Brigadier General Rukundo, to take us through his summary of the report. Maybe before he comes, let us stand up and stretch a bit so that we don't get clothes. Band can give us some music as we stretch. In that, Sergeant, they want to present a song, be prepared. At an appropriate time, you will be recalled to present. But band, please. Thank you. Can we, members, please come back and resume your seats and we continue. Thank you. Go ahead.
Chairman of the board, general officers, present, all our supervisors and invited guests, honorable members, the delegates, especially honorable delegates of this AGM. I am Brigadier General Justice Rukundo, the chairman of the Supervisory Board, to give you the end of year report for the financial year ended 2024. I heard a technical team of 3 members. It's usually a small group, and the chairman of the board usually jokes with me that I should always talk very few things. He had a small team, so I don't know whether I'll need to talk some more. So by team, you can stand up, you step here on the podium so that also they can, even when you are few, they can see that you are many. So I would begin with them because everybody ended with them. Let me begin with them. You introduce yourselves so they can hear how you talk.
Major Alexander Asimu Chijuma, the Vice Chairman, Supervisory Board.
Captain Asha Praise Mbwali, Secretary, Supervisory Board.
That's the technical team which I head, and we are using and collaboration with the board and management to ensure that we give the best which you delegated us to do on your behalf. It is an honor today to talk to this annual general meeting, generals and honorable delegates, to give the position, our opinion as supervisory board as you mandated us to do it. We are saying that the supervisory board responsible for that oversight, the compliance, to ensure that the policies which you set, the guidance you give them, they follow them in order to have the best practices, but most importantly, member-centric. For us, we see, do what they do, does it favor the member? Is it for the member? Then we report back at the AGM accordingly. The aim of this presentation is to ensure that we give the recommendations and opinion of the supervisory board at the annual general meeting on the financial statements which have been already highlighted, and for that financial year ended 2024. And the scope, we are flashing and removing, what is it? You know, one time I don't want to be like that father in the church who was calling people to collect the microphone, and he said, in this microphone, there is a problem. And now people also answered, and also with you, because they were not following what he was saying. Please, can you flash on the, because people are not seeing anything. So I may end up saying that in this thing, there is a problem. People will say, and also with you. Then I suffer from the podium. Technically, I think today you don't deserve an allowance. So the supervisory board shall look at the composition of the SUPCO, objectives, methodology, findings, implementation, recommendations, and opinions. You can use the forward one screen. As I highlighted them, I am the chairperson of the board, and this small board is technically comprised. I hold a master's in business administration in projects which we are doing always in this place. But the vice chairperson is a technical person in terms of CPA to ensure that accounts are looked at, and the secretary is a technical person in ICT by laws, by the system. So it's a small team, but technically composed. That's why even when we have smaller ranks, we can be able to inspect the and see what they are doing and advise them technically, not in command-led, but in technical advice. That's the composition. The objective of the report, there are 3 major objectives. Let me move my thing, because you failed to put it there, let me move it myself. The report on compliance of the board and management in the period under review, which is 2024, and to report on the implementation of the resolution. Did they implement the resolution which you gave them? The secretary had them, we inspect and check. Did they implement them, or they are giving a fake report? Then we give our opinion about the financial statements, because the accounts go through them, and we go with the auditor together to ensure that we have everything done. Then the methodology, engaging key stakeholders, the examination. Leave my presentation alone. He's moving it himself now there. Engaging key stakeholders, re-examination and computation, financial data, review of relevant documents, qualitative observation, analysis of different reports. On this one, the chairman highlighted to the AGM how we have worked closely. We use collaboration to ensure that we get the best, because we have understood that unnecessary friction can actually hinder progress and decision making in organizations. So for us, we have been adopting as a supervisory board in line with what you gave us. In that methodology, we have, on top of the training that they have given us, as you saw, I have an advanced development educator, or my board member, they know the sacco philosophy, but also we have been using collaboration and synergy within the board and management. We use pragmatism. Quarterly reports, when we come from inspection in the branches, we come and make a report, share it with the board and management, and highlight board and management issues for attention. Because we believe it is not about keeping quiet, then we come here to bring problems in the AGM. For us, we tell them in advance, we say, if you can raise this one, the member can benefit better. Then we have been using Kaizen theory. We believe that, as chairman said, a human being can make a mistake and also can misinterpret an issue. Therefore, we believe in continuous improvement. We tell you the next time, next quarter, we see whether there's improvement. Then using technical efficiency, but most importantly, the command led. When we come for inspection, we first visit the commander in the unit and report. We report. Sometimes we meet even the barazas, if you have them, so that they can tell us, do you have any issues with the management? Do you have any issues the members are raising which is not being attended to? Because we are member-centric, and some of the commanders, you can attest to that, because we think that's the best way to go. It is command-led. We cannot manage to supervise this one on just a small team because you have the bigger eyes. So what are the findings? On compliance, Wazalendo comply? Yes. It's complied with all the bylaws, and as you heard, even Will does not have any problem with taxes, even Wazalendo does not have everything, any issues, and therefore we are moving on well. Those of you with the books, you can check on 101 page. The SUPCO report is there detailed. You can even read it later in those bits, but I'm giving a summary for the purposes of this meeting. The financial status, or the financial statements presented by management, and which external auditors also looked at, we are all in line with the international financial reporting standards and the international accounting standards, and therefore we didn't find anything that is substantial that could be able to render them not good for our circle. So they are very good financial statements. Then, now next is, they gave the summary of the status of the Wazalendo, and I will not repeat it because it was already given by both the CEO's report and the treasurer. And therefore, I will go directly to evaluation of their performance. That's what we need to focus on for this AGM. After they gave us that one, did they perform, or they were telling us just what they think in their mind? This computer thing, I don't know. Evaluation of the performance. Now we are evaluating on assets. The projected was that they would get that one, if you can look on the screen, and the actual which was audited was 1.14, the asset base, and therefore they were having an over by over 43 billions, which is the 104% performance, which was very, very outstanding. On operating income, the income they got, they did not reach the target, but they were not bad off. They got 89. 89 is still something like, I think, a B plus, or even an A, I think. So it is still a good performance. Operating expenses, they didn't, they limited the expenses, and they operated within 94%. This one actually should be even less. So they also did better because they reduced the expenses. Then surplus, they had estimated to get 84 billion, and they got 89, which meant that they went beyond the mark, 160%. That's why the chairman of the board is telling you, because when the CEOs in all organizations, when they hit the mark, they ask for a bonus. So I think that's what he could be talking about. Then when you look at the last item, dispersed loans on the membership. Okay. On membership, the targeted members, this computer of this man has even eaten some of the things. Membership, we had targeted to get 100,300 members, and actual was 111,277, which means that they surpassed the target of membership by 111%, which was a good performance. On shareholding, the target was 251.3 billion. The actual, which was audited, was 268.2, and therefore they performed 107%. On members' deposits here we are focusing very much on retirement. They had targeted to get 515.8 billion. They got 475.5 billion, which is 92%. They explained why some members did not transfer the deposit. If everybody had transferred, we would have hit the mark and they would have had over 100%. But that's where they are saying mobilization to ensure members transfer the deposit if the window opens again. On the loans dispersed, they were able to perform at 77% because they dispersed 602 against the target of 781. The interest received on loans, they performed 104% because they hit 104.2% against a target of 100.3 billion, which was supposed to have been hit. So that's their performance, and therefore I think on this one I would wish to request the AGM to applaud really the board management for having hit most of the targets, which were very substantial for the member. Substantial targets for the member were all hit. Asante sana. Then on internal controls, because we report on internal controls, infrastructure development which was done, they have reported about all the branches which were constructed, Mbare, Muhoti, completion. All of them we found out that there was value for money and they followed all the procedures which were laid down. On procurements, they told you that they got walk-through metal detectors, hybrid solar system to ensure that we have a good solar system. Now we have good backup system in all the branches. A core data center was opened, and there was value for money in all these procurements, and all the processes and procedures guidelines were complied with as required within the laws of Wazalendo sacco. On information and communications technology, there was a vulnerability assessment which was placed, which was done. There was a procurement of scanner, of Wazalendo sacco scanner, but we still think that we can have an improved core banking system on information technology, which already the CEO has reported. They are in the process of ensuring that they have it. The centralized security operations and command center, which we reported on last AGM, we are very pleased to report that already management has put it in the budget, and they are going to secure it so that we have got a 24-hour surveillance for our security, for our network system, to ensure that we don't purchase the. Then we are saying since I talked about them, they will want me to be the one with the problem, so they will feel it. More licenses were purchased, and benchmarking is still going on for the new core banking system, which they have prepared. Enterprise resource planning, which we reported about last year, it was also implemented. It's being implemented, procured, and is being implemented by ICT, which should give assurance to our members that at least we should be able to have our salaries passed through the Wazalendo sacco. Human resource management. There was recruitment, actually massive recruitment, to fill all the manpower gaps which we had raised during our inspections, and there was a lot of training for the management and delegates and all the governance bodies in different disciplines, and most importantly, there was also ideological orientation training for all the Wazalendo staff. I think I found our founding chairman of the board would be happy to hear that, because you are the founder, the one who prepared the political education in UPDF. When I just was joining, you were at the helm, and everybody would want to be a PC during that time. So Wazalendo also decided to become PCs, and they had ideological orientation seminar, which we think now they're in the right direction. Asante sana. Afanda mefurahi, because you know that now people are following the footprint. So that was a very good mark for Wazalendo. and the salaries of civilian staff was increased to ensure that we keep in the pace so that we don't have brain drain. This thing of the way it runs, you're explaining it has gone. As they have reported, whatever they acquired was within the guidelines and within the procedures as laid down by Wazalendo sacco through the board which manages them. And we say that they closed the financial year with a profit which was already amalgamated with accounts, and for us that's what we have as audited, though as it would be, we wouldn't wish to eat the chicks, so they are just hatching. That's why the surplus of is taken away before they appropriate. So the opinion of Supervisory Board is that should be fully supported in these new business ventures, including the opening up of the Forex Bureau to achieve the vision of being a strong and sustaining sacco, to assist the Wazalendo sacco achieve everything that we cannot achieve when we are not allowed to do them. So we can achieve more if we support WIR. That's the opinion of the Supervisory Board. Implementation of the AGM resolutions. Today, these are people of the machines. I think you need some refresher course. They performed 100% on the implementation of the resolutions. Now, recommendations. I have finished everything. This is what I have to report on. Recommendations from our you see now. Recommendations. Fast tracking the construction of regional branches. As you have heard from members, and as we got all the feelings from members, people want money near them. They want money near them. They would want to leave these these other banks. They would want to leave that lining up, but they don't have where to line up. So we think that the regional branches should be put across so that at least if they don't have a branch nearby, they can go to the region. Then, so we request AGM to support the budget to ensure that they construct. That's what we are recommending. Procurement of a better core banking software. We think we can improve the banking software because the one we had, they only included licenses. But there are other ones. Now that we are thinking about having the salaries all pass through our place, we think that such a banking software which are up to the standard can be, but we are happy that already the management is taking it up because we have been talks over it for some time. Then we think there should be enhanced synergy among all WASACO stakeholders in monitoring the projects of its members. Command and administration of the members plays a pivotal role in monitoring the projects since they recommend these members for owners. Our take as Supervisory Board, we think that we need now to move at another level. When I was joining the army 26 years ago, they told me that if they found you doing something of some class or you bought something, they would investigate why. But now, I think we need to go at a level where the commanders will have to ask soldiers, you have been in Somalia for 3 times, and you have got a loan from Wazalendo 3 times, you come and make a presentation on what you have. What have you bought? Uko na dongo, una nyumba, unafundisha watoto, uko na mtoto wako wa university, are your children progressing? We need to have that accountability because you said welfare is command-led. So if you, asante sana, because we cannot only remain the other side where you say that don't marry, they would even say that you don't marry after 4 years. After 4 years, nobody even came to us and asked, maybe even after 10 years, you may find that even in my generation, I have been seeing them, somebody has never married. Because he started from 4 years, you don't marry. Even after 4 years, no marriage. 10 years, nobody asks you that, by the way, it's 10 years, where is your girlfriend? So welfare should be a command, a responsibility. We need to shift from the other one where we are victimizing people for being well off. Now the salary is enhanced, Wazalendo is in place, 1 trillion, which is worth of the whole salary was in UPD for a whole financial year. We need to shift now the strategy. Soldiers should account for 3 missions in Somalia, 4 loans in Wazalendo sacco. What did you do? You married a new wife? You bought a car in a car. Where did you put the money? Once we do that one, we are sure that the value for the member will be askari hapana tumiza pesa mbaya akiwa anajua kwamba mkubwa yake atamuuliza sema alitoa pesa. But when we allow them to sign the loan, they sign for the other one be asset loan. Then they don't get any asset. Even it comes from a leave of 1 month doing nothing. You don't ask that where is the asset you bought. Then I think we would have failed Wazalendo sacco vision bearers because we are not supported as commanders. So we are saying monitoring should be command-led. Just like Wazalendo joining was command-led, let M&E be command-led. Good enough, Wazalendo has provided motorcycles at every division. Now there is nothing we can do. Even if you want, I think they can even put enhancement of maybe allowance for the one who is going to move all the fuel. But let's make it command-led. This one will be history, and members will have their value. I thank you, honorable delegates, and the generals, especially the commanders who have these soldiers at heart. The next recommendation, members of the AGM, generals and honorable members, is that we request that the model leadership should deliberately support board and management's effort in tracing up UPDF deserters who leave Wasako loans in order to protect members' money. We have realized that when you look in my document inside, we are spending more money from the loan protection fund to a war than to dead. And yet the purpose of LPF was for dead, not a war. Now, I brought it during the last AGM, but we didn't comprehend it very well. But let me put it in perspective. In the last quarter of the year of financial year ended 2024, last quarter, for a war, we paid 1 billion to compensate for a war. For dead, we only paid 500 million. So in other words, we paid half for the real purpose of the LPF and lost over double to people who were just, and yet we have got a whole system, an administrative system of a war. Moreover, if somebody goes with the money of Wazalendo, may I think that one should be even red flagged. The admin officer should send a message and say, this person has gone a war, but with 21 million of Wazalendo sacco. So that any soldier who finds this person riding a border on the street will say that, 1 million yangu, because this money is ours. When you borrow the money, this money is not your money, it is ours. We have tumekusanya, tumekupatia, umeondoka nazo, tena unaondoka nyumbani. So when shall we recover it? So somebody, the admin should be able to say, the person, Brigadier General Rukundu ameondoka na pesa milioni 300. So if seen, cause alarm and we arrest. So that any IO will arrest. If we don't do that one and we make life hard for deserters of loans of Wazalendo sacco, then we shall be doing it because the loan protection will continue going up, and yet we are not solving the problem, and yet we could be going down to help the member. They are going with the member. Finally,
1 minute to.
That's finally. So, finally, streamlining the issue of members in GAU who get complications accessing Wazalendo sacco loan. That's for joint staff human resource management and for the CEO. We think that there should be more collaboration between joint staff human resource, because our members are still members until when they go away. But before they go, they are still our members, and we need to serve them. So when somebody appears on a GAU, they no longer give him the loan, then the GAU then later disappear, then they don't give. So we think that it should be better collaboration between the CEO and the JS HRM to ensure that one is streamlined. And finally, opinion. The opinion of the supervisory board is that the society's the financial statements which were presented by the board and the management, that's the treasurer and the CEO, reflect a true and fair view of the operations and affairs of Wazalendo sacco as at 31st December 2024. I thank you very much for listening. I hope you will help them solve the problems which I have highlighted.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kun. Thank you. Final report. May I now invite the external Mr. Frederick Chibedi to take us through. Peleka nani huko. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I am CPA Frederick Shibedi, the engagement partner for the audit of Wazalendo Sacco and Wazalendo Group, which I will explain shortly. But allow me, since members never see my team, they only see me, to introduce my team, a group of formidable young women. Please come up in front here, and they see you, so they know the strength behind the work that we do. And as they come, I want to give clarification and appreciation to the annual general meeting, because you are the ones who appoint us. Our role is to report to you. So these ladies will introduce themselves, then I will start.
Thank you for inviting us. Introducing. My name is Lydia Nagoja. I work with, and I'm an audit manager. Thank you.
My name is Jacqueline Nachivole. I work at PKF and as the team leader.
Good afternoon, everyone. Cynthia Namwanga, and I'm an audit senior.
Thank you very much. So Chairman, you can go back. Chairman and members, I want to appreciate the discussion we have had today about these financials. The opinion that we have, we have issued an opinion to the group, which is Wazalendo Sacco and Wazalendo Investment Limited. We have issued an opinion to the sacco itself as an entity. We have also issued an opinion to Wazalendo Investment Single Member Company. All of them, the decisions that affect those companies rest with the annual general meeting here. And so the financial statements on page 107, which later on subdivided into pages, are the financial statements that the management has presented to the annual general meeting, and which we have audited, and on which we have arrived at an opinion. Sometime back, Mr. Chairman, I was in a sauna, and somebody was saying that he can never join the circle because he thinks they steal their money. I couldn't be dragged into the conversation because I'm supposed to remain independent. But I whispered to him that if only he knew the amount of rigors they go through to make sure that that money is safe and sound, he would be a member of the circle. When we do this audit, we place these people on so much pressure on so many areas to find the comfort that the numbers they are presenting to you are numbers that are accurate. In fact, at the very last moment, we are still pulling ropes over whether you have impair tested these numbers properly, whether nothing is going to come up that will cause alarm, and by the time we come to the annual general meeting, we have done our work. So the opinion that we have on page 8 in that subsection is to suggest that we have audited the financial statements of the group, and which group comprises the consolidated statements and the sacco statement, profit or loss, and other comprehensive income, the consolidated sacco statements of changes in equity, the consolidated and sacco statement of cash flows for the then ended, and they're in accordance with international financial reporting standards. And that in our opinion, the accompanying financial statements give a true and fair view of the group's financial position as at 31st December 2024, and of its consolidated financial performance and consolidated cash flows for the then ended are in accordance with the IFRS accounting standards and the requirements of the Cooperative Societies Act. We are required to base our opinion on ethics and the international standards on auditing, which we have followed, and the ethical code of conduct, which you can hold us accountable for. And we are also required in our report to talk about key audit matters. Key audit matters are those matters we have concerned ourselves with, which in our professional judgment were of most significance during the audit of the current financial statements, and these matters have been addressed in the context of our audit of the financial statements. And there is only one key audit matter, which is about expected credit losses. Members, when the reporting standards changed in 2009, they suggest that if you give money to somebody, instead of waiting for the money to be lost in recovery, you expect that they might not recover everything. And therefore, you put in a model to make sure that you are tracking the likelihood of unrecovery of the loans that you are giving out. And this is a very key area in terms of judgment, and I've spent a lot of time analyzing the loan book and asking ourselves questions as to whether the money that you have on that loan book is all going to be recovered. And if there are any chances that any might not be recovered, we book that provision early in the books so that you are not shocked in your profits in the coming periods. So we have committed a lot of time to evaluating the loan book and evaluating whether all the members on that book will actually be able to pay back in the time they are supposed to pay back. And we have nothing significant that we have found that would cause us to worry that the provisions that have been put in the books are insufficient. We're also required to report about other information. Now, the other information is the other information contained in this book together with the financial statements to see whether it's coherent and consistent with the financial statements that we have audited and also our understanding of the sacco. And we have found nothing that contradicts our understanding and our independent assessment of the performance of the sacco. In our opinion, we're also required to report the responsibilities of the board members for the financial statements. The board is only responsible for the preparation of the financial statements that give a true and fair view in accordance with the IFRS accounting standards and the requirements of the Cooperative sacco and the laws of Uganda. And our responsibility is also spelled out on page 11, which is to audit those financial statements and audit the information, the governance and the risk structures and investments, and make sure that we are reporting to the members something that is near accurate, if not accurate. And so we have given our opinion that the financial statements give a true and fair view of what we have read and what we have seen and what we have examined in Wazalendo Sacco. We're also required by the laws, the Cooperative Societies Act and the Companies Act, to obtain all information and explanation which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, is necessary for purposes of our audit. And in our opinion, proper books of accounts have been kept by the group, and as far as it appears from the examination of those books, we are required to state so, and also to state that the financial position and the consolidated statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books that we saw at Wazalendo. So we have signed our opinion to affirm that this 17th day of March 2025. And we thank you for trusting us, and we thank management and the board for cooperating. It's not very easy to call generals and colonels and ask them ugly questions, but they are willing to respond to all of them and give all the answers that we needed for our opinion. We thank you.
Thank you very much, Frederick, for your report. Now let me invite the meeting. We have two reports, but both related in nature. They are all audit reports, one internal and the other one external. And they all gave their opinions about the financials and what we do. So if there are any clarification, observation, contribution, please let us do away with these two reports also and we move forward. Yes?
Thank you very much, sir. I'm Warrant Officer 2, Kafruka Moses, Jet Tradoc, School of Infantry Brand. Sir, I'm reacting on SIPCO's report. In his findings and recommendation, he mentioned about lineage and creating the regional banks for our members. But again, there is a challenge. At first, you mentioned about the chairman, you mentioned about the way you have the army leadership and you have raised with Tradoc that these new recruits, new members who are joining, will be joining sacco directly. But there is a challenge again for these for old members. If they fill the forms for transfers, their forms are not honored. I don't know whether it is within the finance or it's within the system. So I would wish to hear from
forms of what?
Transfer forms. A member wants to come from a commercial bank to Wazalendo, but it takes long, or at times it is not honored.
Oh, okay. I think that one is to do with the defense. Is it the sacco responsibility or just finance? They are here. I don't know whether we have someone from finance. Is here. Yes, and we have a brand new general here. He will answer that one. Another one.
Sir, I'm Lance Corporal of Agorogoza Deus, representing 3 Ate Regiment. Sir, from the SUPCO report here, he mentioned of targeting 92% on member deposit retirement. But members transferred that 25% shares and it was not effective. So I don't know for those who are not affected, how is it going to be yet they fill the forms?
Finance will respond to that. CEO will respond to that one. There is a hand behind.
Okay, thank you, sir. Once again, I'm Private Saturday Adam, 5 IDTS, Labudong Training School. Afande, I'm on the recommendations presented by the Super Bowl on point D, where he is saying that enhance synergy among all WASACO stakeholders in monitoring the project.
Are here, the leadership of SFC is here, the reserve force is here, so they will take that and discuss it in their
Corporal 18th AGM resolution. There is a resolution number 7 in the SUPCO's report reads, the society amends WASACO bylaws, Article 46.8 to read as follows. Subject provision of these bylaws, delegates shall serve 4 years and shall be eligible for election. For record purpose, sir, this resolution was not passed last year. Maybe if the SUPCO is recommending us more years of service, let it be clear
Okay, he will respond. I think there was an error somewhere. It was not intended to be there. Okay, can I, final one?
Thank you very much, sir. I'm Major Francis Balmoya Bang, Political Commissar, 5 Infantry Division, and also PSO Wazalendo. Friend, mine is going to your opening remarks. In your opening remarks, you made a recognition for the presence and role played by the late General Aronda Nyakarima the late and General Kale Kaiwura. In my point of view, it's very important that these two super generals, they played a key role for the birth of the Wazalendo sacco. Especially, they played their leadership skills, their substantial mobilization skills, assertion, and above all, their high level of patriotism, which led to the birth of Wazalendo sacco in 2005 from 2nd Division, Infantry Division, Headquarters, Barara. In brief, they were the historicals, the pioneers, and the initiators of this almighty sacco we are now talking of. From this point of view, I was of the view that they should be given a special accreditation, apart from giving them a recognition or awards, because Wazalendo sacco was born from that very difficult moment. If you can remember well, there was a very time when the commercial banks had crippled officers and men financially. And it was during that time, even those who remember, the political commissars.
What is your prayer?
My prayer now.
We know that history very, very well. You give us what you want to be done.
Thank you very much, sir, for your guidance. My prayer is now, apart from giving this recognition, I was of the view that they should be given a special accreditation. For example, giving names of the Wazalendo, even changing Wazalendo headquarters after their names, naming other Wazalendo infrastructures like buildings, even circulating their portraits across all Wazalendo offices and Wazalendo bank offices. And then also naming, that's the proposal, naming Wazalendo business arm after them. And above all, even naming conference hall in future after their names. Because we need to revert.
Thank you very much. Your point is really clear.
Thank you very much, sir.
And we have started even on that one, but we'll look into your proposal, which is a very, very good proposal, and see how best we shall implement it. It's a good proposal. Thank you very much. And with this, do we need again? May I have a member to move a motion to adopt the two reports? Oh no, I think there were some areas that needed some response, please.
Mine is to respond on the issue of the transfer of shares, retirement to shares. Colleagues, we need to know that sometimes we take resolutions in this AGM that are meant for posterity, and there are others which are meant for a specific period of time. The resolution which we took last year on transfer from retirement savings to shares was meant to expire on 31st December. And therefore, for those who transferred between 1st April, because we are here on 24th, up to 31st December, that one was effective. So any other papers that came after that date were outside the resolution and therefore could not be honored. Unless this AGM again makes a resolution that we transfer some of this money. But I don't think we are going to propose that in that we don't want to dilute our earnings per share. if we continue buying more shares. So for now, the purpose of that resolution was achieved, and we're even going to give a bonus issue so we shall have enough money on our share account. So that resolution was done, and it expired on 31st December. So there will be no more transfers that are based on that resolution from retirement to shares. Thank you.
Minister of Finance, there was a question to you.
Unless there are those forms that were signed before 31st December and they are not honored, I will task the Director Operations to engage the branch managers to see if there are such forms, and then we shall honor those ones. But any other form that was filled after 31st December, relevant that resolution. Go and forge after now knowing that there is a high earning there, and then now you go and start to forge that you are backdating. Get to know.
No, we have visitors. For us, we don't forge anything. We are good people. Finance delays in transferring people's accounts from commercial banks to Wazalendo sacco accounts.
Brigadier General Robert Mugabe, the Joint Staff of Finance. Sir, it is a requirement that we protect the commercial banks. Whoever intends to transfer from one bank to another is supposed to submit a bank statement so that we verify if he has an obligation. But the current procedure is one, for command and control, if a soldier is in 9th Battalion, is required to request to change the bank through his commander, and the document should be submitted to Chief of Staff Land Forces, from Chief of Staff Land Forces direct to CGS, not to Director of Finance, since the salary current is being processed from Mumbuya. So from CGS, he agreed with his MA. He has the authority to send it to me, which I can easily effect. Otherwise, currently it is a bit quicker, but we must follow the procedure and the policy in place. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Let the CEO also add.
Now, for the benefit of the CJS and the chiefs of staff of the various services of the UPDF, Wazalendo Sacco registered with the Credit Reference Bureau Services the other year. Therefore, anybody who applies for the change of account, once we receive that application, we enter the ID of that person through the Credit Reference Bureau Service, and we're able to tell who has a loan in the bank and who doesn't have a loan in the commercial bank. Therefore, there is no requirement for somebody to bring a bank statement now. I think what we need is to harmonize how we are managing our issues in-house. We need to sit and see how we harmonize that. But otherwise, a bank statement is only a requirement for those who don't have national IDs and therefore cannot be registrable in the Credit Reference Bureau Services. What we send to you is what we have verified using that platform. Thank you.
You need now to sit and harmonize your system on how to solve this problem. The resolution, they were the error.
Yeah, Chairman and Honorable delegates and members. It was a typing error. You know, for us, we prepare, but we don't go into the printing area. It is management which prints, but we take the responsibility because we cannot retype another book for Supervisory. But the resolutions which we were fully implemented were only 7, and they are on page 16 when you look in the other one of the minutes. So we use both books to ensure that we see it through. Don't worry about the book, that's a typing error. Even there is where they reported me as Colonel Justice Rukundo, Chairman Supco, but I have not complained also. So let's just take it in good faith that it's a typing error, but it will be corrected. I thank you very much.
Colonel Rukundo is not the correct record of this AGM. Yeah, now we are done with these two reports. Maybe let us now have them approved by the AGM. May I ask one member to raise up and move a motion to adopt the two audit reports? Please, quickly. Behind there? Okay, there is a middle one. You behind there, prepare to second.
This is Lance Corporal Pius, representing 405 Brigade Nakapele Moro. Motion moved for adoption.
Thank you. Two members.
This is Delegate 19th Battalion. I second the motion.
Thank you. Another one.
Lieutenant Amon Senkwali, 102 Military Police Battalion. I rise to second the motion.
Thank you. The two reports are hereby adopted by the meeting. We go to the next item, and I remember very well the honorable delegates and members of the command and staff and command. These proposals were discussed with you, presented to you and discussed during the pre-AGM meetings that were conducted in all formations and at Mboya. So I don't expect us to take a lot of time on them. And now I call upon the CEO to take us through the proposals. CEO, please. Yeah. Are they there? Nabasa, do you have them? You don't have them? No. I have them here.
Members, your general meeting. We have a surplus of 88.1 billion to appropriate, and out of this surplus, we have give me that book, that one. I read from here. If you go to the to be taken as reserves, statutory reserves. In total, that will be 16 million point 5. 16.5. The figure there is wrong. Follow the figure which is in the book. Then after that, we are saying that out of that surplus, we should provide 40% of the surplus as dividends to the members, which will be paid to fully paid up members. And that one gives us a figure of 35.2 billion, not 35.5, as presented in the slide. That thing was not edited. Now, after that, we need to provide for a share transfer fund. The Cooperative Acts again provides that SACCOs must provide from the surplus that they make money to redeem shares of those members who will elect to exit the SACCO. And the law provides that we should provide up to 5%. So in this, we are also providing 9.9 billion as share transfer fund. Then, in the AGM, I think that was in Mukono, we introduced honoraria and bonuses for management, board, SUPCO, and elected delegates. And we are saying that we shall also provide that one at 5%. 3 billion. 1.5 billion. And then surplus and leaving us with a balance. Oh, there is also a proposal for will, which was not captured in here, of 2 billion. So that will leave us with the 24.9 billion. So that is proposed. Move to the next slide. And this is how we intend to, therefore, that's, the other one was appropriation. Now we are coming to proposal number 1. That out of the profit, the surplus of the year, we are paying 40%. And this is how we are going to do it. We are going to pay 50% of this surplus into your ordinary savings accounts, and then we shall pay the other balance of 50% into your share account. And that one will give us a maximum of 100%. Now, when you calculate this, the distribution, we had, at the close of the year, we had fully paid up members, their the shares which worked for 365 days, they were 14.2 million shares. And then those ones who worked for a number of days which were not equivalent to 66 days last, they were 3.4 million. And there are those who joined late, they are 85,923. Then we have those ones who have less than 10 shares. For you to qualify for shares in the sacco, you must be having a minimum of 10 shares to qualify for dividend. Therefore, there are our colleagues, 365 of them, who do not have the maximum shares. So as are those ones, they will not get, and the figure for them was supposed to be 5.4. So the dividend per share for this year is 2,203. So that's the proposal. I suggest we vote them as we go. This to the vote by the members so that we can move to the next proposal.
Proposal number 1. Any
issues on it?
Any issues on it? Quickly.
Please chukua microphone nyuma huko so that we conclude this very fast.
Kuna mkono yote sijaona.
Delegate,
I have not seen any hand, and therefore I want to ask those in favor of the proposal say aye, and those against say nay. The ayes have it.
We go to the next proposal. Increase share transfer fund by 9.9 billion in addition to the balance that we carried forward last year, so that we have a total share transfer fund of 11.4 billion. This will cater for the retirees of batch 15 and cases of death and others. So batch 15 requires 6.6 billion. We are assuming that they will come and take their shares. And the death, we are just planning that maybe 4 billion being just in case. Proposal number 2.
That is the second proposal. Any issues? Those in favor say aye, and those against say nay. The ayes take it.
Okay. The third proposal is to issue a bonus of 3,000 shillings per share from the reserves and the redeemed shares. Colleagues and members, if you look at that table there, we have a computation. We require a total of 56 billion to actualize this proposal. But already in redeemed shares, we are going to be getting this money in 2 areas. Each time we buy these shares, we have been keeping them. And members have been asking us, when you buy these shares, where does this money go? Now the time has come for me to answer that. Now time has come that this money that we bought from our surplus, we have 26 billion, which is there, 6.5 billion. Then we have also been putting some money in the reserve, the 10%. And we are saying that we have accumulated enough money in the reserves. Now it is time to give back to the members. And we are saying that for every share that a member has there, he will receive 3,000 shillings. So, Chair, I request that we also present this to the members. So this year, members have earned from interest, they are earning from dividends, and they are also going to earn from a bonus issue appreciating the share price. We would have issued new shares, but we are worried of generating more shares and diluting the earnings per share, which will not be a good thing for the sacco. So we are increasing the volume of your money in the share account without and maintaining the same number of shares that you have.
So I hope you have understood this. For example, if you have 100 million in shares, if you have 100 million in shares, you are going to get
30.
No, 18 million, I think.
18, yeah, 18.
You are going to get 18 million additional for free. So that's what it means. If you have 10 million,
1.8.
You are going to get 1.8 as a bonus. So this is what this one means.
The value of your shares will no longer be 10 million, it will now be 11.8. That's what that one means.
Have you understood it?
But it does not apply to the shares which will be bought today. This one applies to the shares that existed on 31st December 2024.
Yes. Okay. Any issue? Of course, this one is a straightforward. Those in favor say aye, and those against say the ayes have it.
It is even louder than the previous one.
Continue quickly.
Now the next one, take me to the next one. Now, the other thing is that we are looking at the way the year started. The demand for loans is outstripping our capacity. In January, we lent 77.3 billion. In February, we lent 59.3 billion. Our plan is 49 billion. So we are suspecting it is purely for planning. It is just in case. You read in the books, they were saying just in case mine. We are just having it just in case it happens. So we request that honorable delegates, you pass this so that so the other one is to maintain our education fund at 1.5 like we did last year, for us to do training for the board, and this year we are focusing more on training of the delegates, the other elected delegates, on the sacco business model.
That one is also clear. Anybody with any issues? Those in favor and those against say no. The ayes have it.
Now, this one is for honoraria. It was also part of the appropriation. We are going to pay a board, SUPCO, elected delegates, PSOs, and management 1.5 of the surplus as a honoraria. Provide 5% of the 0.5% of the surplus to support ESG engagements. This is just a starting. For next year, we shall not come and ask to pick from our surplus. Next year, we shall put it in the budget so that it will be part of the budget. But for now, we just need some money so that we are seen to be making efforts towards ESG. So we need 444 million to support us to start.
Have you understood? Any matter, any issues? Those in favor say aye, and those against say no. The ayes have it. We proceed.
Now, this one is you see, the challenge why we put maximum liability is that we are trying to generate money to lend. Now, here is a situation whereby, sir, if you look at the 495 billion, the 547 billion, 475 billion is on the retirement fund account. And now we are trying to help us to manage also to increase the ordinary savings account to support some of our lending. So we also request that you allow us to appropriate 5%. Of course, the figures will be recomputed. 5% of this figure for ESG. 0.5%.
That one has been passed.
Thank you. And then the other one is increasing the salary, the minimum on account, ordinary savings account. 50,000 for junior officers, 100 for senior officers, 200,000 for generals. Yes, 200,000 for generals, as in the book.
Read what is in the book.
No, it is not 500. In the book, we are saying general officers should maintain a balance of 200,000. 200,000, just 200 per month. Then minimum balance on ordinary savings. Minimum balance. There are those ones who have a lot of money there, but there are people who have zero there. Yes. Then for senior officers, from the rank of major to colonel, to 100,000. And then junior officers, second lieutenant to captain, 100,000. And then other ranks and civilians, 50,000 shillings. I read again.
No, it is very clear. Generals, 200,000. I had explained this. Senior officers, 100,000, 150,000. Junior officers, 100,000. And then other ranks, 50,000.
And civilians, 50,000.
If there are any amendments, proposals, please, to the proposal. This is the minimum we could do really.
There is a hand there, sir,
Ask
and
you,
another one in the middle.
Yes.
But these are the figures that we passed in the pre-AGMs.
Senior officers, that is from colonel to major, 200,000. Then the rest follows as it is. I move.
That is that is his proposal.
Okay.
Any other?
There's the hand there.
Jamba Fandep, Staff Sergeant Katabora John Plan,
acting $200, and then 100, 80, and plus civilians 50. Thank you. I think that one was in one of the meetings, but normally after picking the views, then we reconcile positions.
Sir,
Yes, the middle one, we need to conclude this. There is someone there. Oh.
Hello, hapa.
Okay, wacha patia na wale kama wako na proposals. Quickly.
Gender balance. The microphone is not working.
How are we going to source?
The source is every month we all save. But apart from me, I don't know any other person, maybe a few of us who don't have ATMs. But about 99% of members have got ATMs and they access their ordinary savings. So we are saying you can access, but not beyond. So these are the balances that should remain on your account. We put a system when you have, for example, if you have maybe 500,000, then you access. When it remains 200,000,
you can.
The card is not honored. So the source is from your own savings.
Chair, but also they are free to say that let us pick it from the dividends of this year to limit the balance. You are very free. Like that's what she's suggesting.
So now, let me guide the meeting. We have two positions here now, which we need to choose one. There is the already...
The one in the book?
The one in the book for generals,
200.
which is 200.
Senior officers, 150.
Senior officers, 150.
Junior officers, 100. And civilians and other ranks, 50,000.
Now someone has come up with a proposal to say generals are big people. The salaries were enhanced. 200 is too small for a general. So he's proposing that we raise the minimum balance of a general from 200,000 to 500,000. And we raise the one from senior officer, who is really a colonel, a major, a lieutenant colonel, because when you get these ranks, you celebrate, but you must show that you are really happy. So, we are already referred to as scientists, as you know. So can scientists live on their account some good money? So his proposal is for generals 500,000, senior officers 200,000, then the other two categories remain as they are. Those in favor of that proposal say aye. Aye. The ayes have taken it.
A mail. Oh.
Okay, let us
I
proceed.
got proposal number 11. I'm jumping proposal number 10 because the popular view during the retreat and the pre-AGM that this one needs to be studied further. So it was agreed in the last pre-AGM that we postponed it to next discussion later. Now the last proposal is that we give Will additional 2 billion shillings to enable them start a Forex bureau business within the products that they have, the offerings that they have in Will.
Those, someone has something.
There is a hand there. Let a microphone up.
My name is Major Elis Henry Mutabaruka. I represent College of Logistics and Defense General Depot. I have no objection. My suggestion, I have no objection on this 2 billion to give to Will, but my suggestion is this business venture of a Forex blue, or Forex business. I was suggesting we vote on it. Some of us are not contented, and we are not really told why, among all of the ventures, why they came to Forex blue.
Sir, there is another view that the matter of the Forex Bureau first be put to vote. That is from
And again, Afande, it has come as a new thing. We are wondering why it never came under.
That why he look here. Maybe let the chairman comment first. At the time when we went for pre-AGM, Will had not yet completed the study that they were doing, the feasibility study and the analysis and everything. So, and the AGM came at a time when they are still doing their feasibility. By the time we came from the last pre-AGM, we are supposed to have presented this in CMI, but in other areas, it had not been presented. So we said, instead of presenting it in one area, let us take this matter and table it at the AGM itself. But the studies were properly done. The information was shared with the board looked at it and said this should be tabled here. That's the reason why we brought it here. We could have actually shared it with you during the pre-AGM, but by the time when we went, the studies had not yet been completed.
That is your opinion, and you are suggesting that we vote. But that is your opinion. Other people have got also opinions. And in any case, even the ones we have passed, we've been voting. Voting, there are so many methods of voting. There is universal, there is courage, there is by show of hand, there is by show of voice. So that's why I've been reading as the Electoral Commission. That's why I'm asking those in favor. That is voting. So what do you mean by we need to vote? By ballot boxes, when are we going to print these papers? And so we've been voting. So even this one, yes, I can allow those two. Let me see your opinions, and then we move.
Basheja. Asante sana, Afande Chairman. We have been here contemplating on whether to pass it or not. But I remember I had promised the MD I thorough delegates Russian. But I want to assure the MD that now our eyes as delegates are slowly shifting from the mother Wazalendo because it is already moving steadily. So we are putting our eyes on you. We shall pass this resolution. We give you that 2 billion. Then we are requesting.
What's wrong with the signal?
Pass that resolution. Sure.
I agree with you.
I was requesting that fellow delegates, this is our business arm. Let us pass this resolution, but our eyes should be on wheel. Thank you very much.
Thank you for taking your eyes
Thank you
out.
very much. I want your eyes on wheel. Even me. You will help me.
Thank you for taking your eyes
Can
away
we
from
now,
me.
I think now let us...
That's the last one.
So those in favor of the last proposal say aye, and those against say nay. The ayes take it. That marks the end of that item in the resolution. Now we are moving to the last part of the discussion. That one we did is not there. Now we are going for, I think we do the awards and then remarks, and we complete. We have a few people that are going to give remarks. One is registrar, and the other one is our chairperson, Ukusku. And then we shall invite our senior, General Kare Keihura, to give not closing remarks. This is a meeting. The meeting must be closed by the chair, not anybody else. But this is not a rally. So he will give remarks as our senior, and then we shall close. So may I now invite those who are in charge of giving out awards to please take us through. And I will invite again Afande Kare to step forward and give out these awards. Thank you. And the Deputy CRF, you can accompany him.
Thank you, sir. Protocol observed. At every AGM, we reward those who have performed the best among our members. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Julius Niragire, Head Operations, Chairperson, Awards Committee. We have 3, 4, 5 categories of awards. The first category is those who perform the best in shares across ranks: general, senior officers, junior officers, other ranks, and civilians. I now present the names for awardees. The best improved shareholder is General Wilson Mbadi. In the general category,
Chinese. General, sir, I got a call from General Wilson Mbaso Mbadi, cabinet meeting today, and we agreed that we shall deliver his award to his office tomorrow. So let's go to the next person.
The next person is retired Colonel Masood Ismail in the category of senior officers, who is the best saver on fixed deposit account. The award, we have a memento, we have a t-shirt, and we have both of them shares worth 1,100,000 each. The memento.
So our these are receiving physical gifts, but we are also awarding them shares.
Yes.
For this category, they are receiving shares worth 1.1 million.
The third person is Lieutenant Colonel Vincent Tumwesije, best saver who is retired. The fourth person is Major John Anguban, progressive share senior officer, among the senior officer category. Retired, yeah.
He is a t-shirt and 1.1 million worth of shares. We shall issue them with the share certificates later.
In the category of junior officers, we have Captain Butojera Julius Bahati. Butojera. Retired.
Retired Captain Butojera. In which category?
The best saver, progressive share among the junior officers.
He has one among the progressive share purchaser retired officers in the category of captains,
yes.
Junior officers.
We have Captain Judith Biensi, who is the best saver business savings account.
Where is Captain Judith?
Okay.
You have come to pick for him?
For Butojera, okay, okay. In the category of other ranks, we have Private Ahabwamukama Benjamin, progressive share among other ranks. Private Ahabwamukama Benjamin. Oh, no, he's among those who you have seen it?
Yes.
We have,
first of all, the captain. Captain. The lady captain. Congratulations, Butojera. This is Captain who?
Ninsima, Judith Biensi Ninsima.
Captain Judith Biensi Ninsima.
Hey. Okay.
Get on a second for Judith. They are the same.
They are the same.
I think the other one, you gave him a wrong one. That one is reading who? Hello, you return the other one you have taken. It is, hello? Yeah? The other lieutenant went with the wrong one. You took a wrong gift. Butojera is here, isn't it? The one for Butojera is here. That's for see. No, but it is coming. And then okay, fine. So what next? We are done?
We have
the one for General Mbadi we shall take tomorrow.
Yes, sir. In the civilian category, we have Natronda Jennifer, best saver, retirement, and is saving above the mandatory 10%.
Where is this person?
No, she's not around.
She's not around, keep it.
We have the gift.
Go to the next one.
We have Tugumisiri Masiko Kim, the best saver, family member.
Tugumisiri, where are you? God is there coming. Confirm the name. Yeah, that should be that. Good. Next.
Yeah, we read the private here. Ahabu Amukama Benjamin.
Private Abu Amukama is not here. We shall pass it over to him.
Yes, sir.
Go to the next one.
So I found that these are the awardees. The rest are not there.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, thank you so much for performing that function. Now we wait for the chairman so that we go to the next one.
Let me invite Airtel for strictly 2 minutes. You talk about mobile banking.
Let me stand on the protocols already observed so that in the interest of time. And I don't want to introduce my team because they were mentioned by name, but I want to ask the generals, because I know my team will come to the camps. When they come, you open the door because there is a lot that we have to do together. But let me say this to the chairman. I was here last year, and I really am privileged to be here again because what I've picked from the way the Wazalendo sacco is being run is something that we need to replicate, not only in Uganda, but in many other countries. And on the second note, Chairman, you know, this idea of we have to open more branches for salary to be paid I totally disagree because the technology has moved. For example, Airtel Money has 3,017 agent points where you can do a cash in and a cash out, where you can do deposit and withdrawal. So if your salary is paid to your bank account, because now Wazalendo is becoming a bank, you can pull money into the wallet, walk to the next door, there is an agent there, withdraw the money. But even we're asking ourselves, why do you withdraw the money? Sometimes you want to pay school fees, you want to pay bills for electricity, you want to buy grocery. All those ecosystems, we have already integrated them to our service. Actually, you can pull the money and pay. But why is it important for the Wazalendo? It's because keep money in the Wazalendo bank, just put what you need. Sometimes you don't put too much because there's no point of putting money under the mattress. Now you can keep the money in the bank and you pull the little that you want, that you need to use at that. I say this because the chairman is staying in Mogadishu. We are partnered with 2 companies in Mogadishu to enable the soldiers to be able to remit money and also to be able to access their money when they're in Mogadishu. And as we go around in the camps, we'll be talking about this, and I know my team also might be going to Mogadishu to meet the soldiers that are there, just to engage them and tell them how can they can save money to the bank when they are seated in Mogadishu. So there are many things that we were doing in common, and I want to commend the Wazalendo because we have one common thing together, driving financial inclusion and promoting savings culture in Uganda. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, dear. Advice and information for us to all the ways of doing things. What he's trying to communicate is that there are better ways now using technology, because technology has advanced. So need to get a border, you pay border, or a car to go to the branch, then line up, then this, then that. Then, of course, there are thieves who are waiting for you outside. Why not take advantage of the technology and do your business? That is the information he's giving. So please, it is up to you. Thank you very much. Now, let me take this opportunity and honor to invite the Registrar of Cooperatives for his word of advice. Thank you.
Fellow delegates, the board, and all the other protocol, without wasting a lot of time, Joseph Paul Ochatum is my name, from the office of the registrar. I came together with my colleague, there, Madame Rosette Arujo. I bring you greetings from the office of the registrar. We want to thank you for holding this meeting in record time and always for the fruitful deliberations. We value you so much as the #1 example for cooperatives in Uganda. In terms of the law, in terms of your performance, and in terms of your meetings. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for steering this organization. And we want to thank you for the deliberations, especially at the back. I was wondering the way you vote. Most of the secondments, actually the proposals and the secondments come from the back. And I was excited when they were voting for the generals. The generals could not do much. So that is very friendly and that is very good. And actually, that is democracy. The majority always takes it. At the office of the registrar, as you are aware, we have an Act 107. We are going to also review the regulations to align them with the Act together with your bylaws.
So we are going to involve you in those processes. You will be consulted. And also want to thank you for always supporting the International Cooperative Days. And you are always leading together with Exodus. I know they are around. Prisons is also around, please. Always good to participate in this. I know the prisons representative came late, but he's in the house. Plus all the other cooperatives. Walimu, thank you very much for always participating. So we encourage you to, again, this year around, be together with us and let us show our corporate social responsibility. I like the member who had raised the issue of environment. It is part of our responsibility. In terms of your investments, you are only attempting Forex Bureau. But you think big. Why don't you start a bank? And when you start a bank, does not mean you drop the cooperative identity. Let the bank run and let Waza also run independently. So you will. That is an assignment for you. I am also happy, and we are happy as the registrar. You took long to start paying dividends, but now members are enjoying. Are you not enjoying? You are. And more and more, you are going to enjoy the fruits of your painful saving. So we encourage you to continue saving. I know saving is painful, but it pays. So we encourage all this, and we want other circles to learn from you. You know, in the villages there, they want to share everything at the end of the year. And nothing remains with the cooperative. And then when the year is beginning, the cooperative is running money, going to the financial institutions, and you find it is just a cycle. Thank you very much for observing the statutory deductions, because they are the ones that will keep us afloat and strong, be able to meet all our obligations and the obligations of the members, and to be able to invest. So we continue encouraging you to always shares and borrowing. Lastly, I also don't want to waste a lot of time. Some point was talked about, what have you done? You take money, you go to Somalia, there is nothing to show. Show something as a person. So the commanders, you have been given more assignments to ensure that you track the performance of your juniors. What have they achieved from being members of WAZA? And that is one of the objects of starting a cooperative. They are both business and social. So what has the cooperative done for you? If the cooperative has given you money, and how have you as an individual benefited? So I say these brief words for God and my country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for those encouraging words and advice. Thank you so much. It is now, once again, my honor to invite Honorable Jaria Bintu, the chairperson of KUSKU, to come and give us her remarks. Thank you.
The chairperson, board, supervisory board, all delegates, protocol observed. I'm Bintu Jalia Lukumu Ngonza Aboli, and I'm the chairperson, Uganda Cooperative Savings Union. On behalf of the union and on my own behalf, allow me extend our sincere appreciation to Wazalendo Sacco for the tremendous performance that you made this financial year. Congratulations. I want, on behalf of the union, to thank all the delegates for patronizing your Sacco. We've been seated here and we've seen how you've been patronizing your Sacco. This makes a case for Wazalendo to be exemplary on the continent. Thank you very much. And I want to thank you, Wazalendo, for hosting our sister Saccos from the continent, those who have been coming to benchmark from Wazalendo. And this has earned Uganda a name, especially in the sector. Thank you very much. We are still having a challenge. I have to inform you, the chairperson, you, Wazalendo, as a member of our lobby and advocacy committee. The challenge that we are facing a challenge from Bank of Uganda, who still sends letters indicating to all the circles, both the big and the small circles, asking them to get their licenses. We've called an emergent meeting tomorrow to have a lobby and advocacy committee, and we invite you to come and attend so that we may put our case together. I want, once again, on behalf of the union, to urge you to continue exploring more opportunities in different products, especially among the young savers. I know all these delegates who are here and the members have got families here and there. If you can develop that product so that the young savers can start saving when they are still in primary school, this will help the circle to be able to grow even beyond ourselves. And with those remarks, I want to introduce my CEO, Dr. Sylvester Nirorwamukama. Please stand up for recognition. I wish you all the best in developing and growing the circle sector. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Abori, the union chairperson, for your kind words and words of encouragement. We shall continue working with you in advocating what is right for the circles in Uganda. Thank you so much. Now the last speech is by other than the founder member of this mighty circle, the first chairman, the mobilizer. We are who we are because of his efforts and others. So let me take this rare opportunity, sir, to welcome you to come and address these members of UPDF. Thank you very much.
Comrade Chairman and members of the board, Comrade CEO and your management team, Chairman of SAPCO and your team, General Officer, Comrade delegates, our special guests from partner organizations, really, I don't have much to say. I came to listen and learn, and really, I must say, I am simply overwhelmed. So, like the brother from Airtel, Comrade Chairman, you know that this is the second time that you have invited me to attend the annual general meeting under your leadership. The other one is, you give me so much credit. I feel embarrassed because I don't think I deserve all this. Yes, we, so like this, the Wright brothers, those who started the plane, trying to fly, and so categorize mean that not the jet, those who invented the jet engine. Anyway, so mine is going to be simply to express appreciation and move a vote of thanks to you as the leadership and as the AGM on behalf of those of us who put in the very beginning, because really, unfortunately, General Ronda, who was really the principal, the one who should be given the credit, is unfortunately no longer with us. But I must also use the opportunity to thank the Commander-in-Chief and the CDF for last year organizing a very wonderful memorial in which, again, we celebrated Wazalendo sacco. You know, really, like he said, this is the second, this I have been overwhelmed. Quality of organization, really. This is the quality of organization, the quality of presentations, the quality even of the honorable delegates, the quality of discussion. It really makes these old soldiers who dreamt that one day we shall have this circle. It makes us really very proud. Even I'm sure General Ronda in heaven where he is must be extremely see these achievements that you have done. I really want to applaud your leadership because you have been around. I think you have been the longest serving. The other day I was boasting, although Omuding, now you people of media don't misread. Omuding, they don't acknowledge that I'm the longest serving IGP. Now when I said it, these media people said that I was complaining. I'm not. That's a historical fact. You can't remove it. So like General Kabumai, I think he must be the longest serving now, and therefore you should take credit. You take credit for this. Number one, I must tell you to remember the first challenge we had of winning the confidence of the soldiers, and it didn't start with us. Even started with the area. Remember Akiba of General Saleh? But the soldiers could not. He said, you want to steal our money. Then the war we fought, even at that time, it was to win the confidence that now you have moved and you are now threatening to 200,000 in such a short period of time. You are talking about Kenya. I remember when we were doing research, in Kenya, the cooperative they had was Harambee Sacco, which was started in 1970. So it collapsed. Can you imagine? And now you are now competing with those in the 70s. So it's not a small achievement that you could could win over the confidence of to invest so much and lay foundation for solving really a command problem, because welfare is a command problem, and I really want to compliment and congratulate the command and staff, and obviously by extension CDF for The leadership. The chairman talked about leadership. The center of gravity of the success of the Wazalendo sacco is leadership from the very beginning. Command, actually. Leadership and a common vision and common values. And I really want to thank you. You have not betrayed the values of NRA UPDF. And I think the president, actually, I remember even when we had that memorial, the president was, you could see how excited he was. And because you have solved a big problem for him. You remember the booklet he wrote in 1989 when things were bad. A number of us were desperate and were resorting to unethical means of survival. That's when he wrote the book, The Value of Political Education. You remember? It should be a reference. Actually, it should be one of your references. And to make you proud that you have actually solved a command problem. You remember that time, I don't want to mention there is media. I don't want to tell stories which they are going to distort again. I don't know, what did I do to monitor? I think I Brigadier Nani, Onata, you'll give me the secret. How did you win them over? Then number two, really the professionalism, the way you have really, this AGM is really groundbreaking for me. The kind of professional way, the documentation, the quality of the reports you have had from the professionals themselves. I think really the registrar, you are very mean with your words. You should have given. I don't think there is any cooperative in this region, leave alone Uganda. I mean, yes, Uganda, that is equates to this quality of organization. I think I'm right to say that. But more, I want to encourage you. To me, I think you should start now looking at comparing yourselves to the American military. 1 million members. I remember, how many are they now? Now they are 1.3 million. Military is the biggest in the world. And you can get there. I'm glad in one of your resolutions you have mentioned looking for ways, strategies to attract. We can get 1 million. Because you see, the strength of a cooperative is the strength of numbers. So I really want to encourage you that you're on the right path. I remember even when we were retiring, at our retiring ceremony in 2023, August, the president, as like a parting, he said, "Are you members of Wazalendo sacco?" Because some of us who are members said, "Yes, we are members." So you can see how proud he is of this achievement. And I think he takes it very important as a building block, as a building pillar of the UPDF. So I would like to appeal to comrades in active service that really you should not even hesitate. It shouldn't be this simple inducement of dividend, but the historical mission, because I have no doubt that the way you are heading, really your UPDF is going to be more formidable than it is. Now, the other question I wanted to ask, you said that the delegates represent 350. What about we veterans now? Are we represented? I see our boss. Oh, you are our delegate. I didn't know. Because I never participated to elect you. You know, I was reading a book that the NRA revolution was the second African revolution after the struggle against colonialism for independence. I think Wazalendo sacco should be, should actually define that, because building this capacity, self-reliance, building this capacity, because this is the foundation of liberation, of independence, having our own money, and see that you are threatening even the budget of defense. Really, something is not a small achievement. So, your participation here is a revolution. You are involved in a revolution, not just simply to solve a welfare problem. And I think the gentleman from Airtel said it, that really you are an example, or rather we are an example to other African countries. So the only thing I can say is to appreciate you, to congratulate you, and to encourage you. As long as you don't forget us veterans and think that we are just thrown there. The fact that you remember me, you remember me, and I really want to, Chairman, to really pay tribute to Canon that he visited me with his team, and life has not been the same since then, because I think I was one of the first ones to benefit from that product of 500. The only thing I want to request, and that will be my final remark, is, and I think I would be in line with a comrade there who talked about agriculture. Me, I'm involved in value addition, agricultural value addition. We need time. We need time, really, because it's a value chain. You start with, like, even a goat, I mean, a goat, whether you don't like goats or not, I mean, goats anyway, I'm telling you. Now, a goat, you know how long it takes. Now, to be able to add value, make products, then look for markets, the same. So I know, of course, and you are right. You must do, like these other banks, commercial banks, including my bank, Post Bank. They are not interested in agricultural credit because it's risky. That's what they say. But okay, if you don't want to risk the money, the savings, our savings, can't you attract patient capital? Like, for example, there is money, I was mentioning to you, this for farmers who are involved in the export. I think it's even interest free. You don't pay interest. But Post Bank, when I approach them, they are very reluctant to support, because I qualify. Cooperative Farm qualifies, and I'm sure there are others who qualify among our members. But the commercial bank, because you see, it's not quick money, they are reluctant. So I was wondering, can't you be our voice? Can't you be our voice? Can't Wazalendo negotiate, instead of me going to Post Bank to negotiate for this loan? Can't you negotiate for me patient capital? Because it's there in the financial market. But when you go as an individual, they are not interested. But you know, and Post Bank has got our money. Am I wrong? So you can use that leverage and say, look, our member, General Kale, has applied for a loan. Please give it to him. And we give you business. So wouldn't that be something that you could do, a service you could support us without necessarily risking the money, the savings, our savings? No, it's money. We're using money from the market, patient capital, and it's interest free, and it's from Ministry of Finance. It's interest free, and I think they give you enough grace period, like 2 years, I think. And there are others. And even I wanted to kind of encourage him. Can't we, Mr. Chairman, I know you are how influential you are. Can't you even go to Mzee and say, okay, the money you are giving UDB, can't you give us also some for our members? Patient capital. So what I'm pleading for is patient capital. Because this money, our money, yes, our money can be there, sort of some of the easy things. But for value addition, whether you like value addition, and mind you, it's in line with also the movement. You remember socio-economic transformation through value addition. Value addition is the only thing that goes to the liberators. Anyway, that's my request, Mr. Chairman, that we can use, I think where we are, you can use the savings that we have to convince any financial institution in Uganda or anywhere else in the world, and we attract, patient capital. I won't belabor the point, I'm sure you have got it. But mine was really to say thank you very much. The comrade PC who is talking about remembering and honoring us, I believe I speak even for General Ronda, that the way you have managed, you have developed, you have grown, you have organized, and you have delivered Wazalendo Sacco over the decades is enough payment, is enough reward, is enough recognition for us. We don't need anything else. And it really gives us a lot of pride, those of us who made a contribution at the beginning, that you have reached where you have reached. I can only wish you the best, and in our language, aluta continua. Victory is certain, I'm sure.
Thank you very much, Fandekare, for those kind words. Thank you so much for always being with us. You were here even last AGM, you were here with us, and now you are here. So really, when we see you, we get encouraged and know that at least you can tell the story to those you started this circle with. So we appreciate and thank you so much. Now about agriculture loan, majority of people here are in agriculture. We know the challenges, and we really try to make a study. The problem would do what you want to ask us is to guarantee you in those who want to engage in agriculture with these commercial banks. But you said that when they are here, they may be ahead of us now to go and destroy it. But we work closely with them. They are our partners. We shall see how best we can, handle this. It's very, very important. We must take it up and see how far we take it. On the money, the cheap loan the government gives UDB for people or groups or companies who want to do business. Yes, we can give it a try, but why I had not really wanted to go to the president, help us with, I know if we go there, he can really give us some money. He's been giving all over. But I feared, I developed, what do I call it? Kato, you called it what the other time? What is Kato? The other, my member, the first. I say, any successful sacco must go through 5 principles. Principle number 1, it must be member formed, like you did this one. You got the idea, the leadership got the idea, and mobilized us. So we formed this circle as members, willingly. But what has been happening in this country, you find many circles. We have about Madam Jaria is here. They can tell us how many we have now, registered circles in Uganda. But majority of them were not formed on the foundation of really member, willingness. They are formed. We are now in an electoral year. We have started campaigns. You'll find many people forming circles to target money for the politicians. You will find, so my principle number 1 for any successful circle, people, a community, whether they are teachers or in a village or in a military like this, or in the police or wherever, must sit down and look what their needs. And say, individually, we cannot meet. But collectively, we can manage. And the only way we can manage is to put resources together. So I say member formed. The idea should come from the members. Number 2, principle of a circle, it must be member owned. You created it, you formed it, so you own it. It is not for the chairman. It is not for the CDF. It is not for the CEO. It is not for the manager. It is not for senior officers. It is our circle. Like you see, these young soldiers are the ones in AGM contributing. It is their circle. But when you got some circles, they say, and he or she is a member. So you must own this circle for the circle to be successful. The 3rd principle, it must be member financed. That is now the biggest one. Many circles in Uganda are formed based on begging. Politicians, government, I don't know who. Now, if you don't finance your circle, you will never own it. You will never care. You will never ask management how the circle. You had that honorable delegate who said, yes, we can approve your budget, but we are going now to focus on you. That is ownership, because he knows the money that is going there is his money. It is not a donation. But that is why I fear the moment your members begin to know that they are getting resources from somewhere, then they, become, they don't own it. That was the reason why I did not want to say, let the money, each money that is in this circle must come from the members. If we want to borrow, like we were asking to be allowed, maybe in the case of pressures, we normally don't borrow. But in case, if we want more money that we don't have, we borrow as a circle, all of us, but not money from, donations. That's why I rejected it. Then the other principle must be member managed. You formed it, you own it, you finance it, then you must manage it well, because it is your circle. Like, that's what we are doing, because I have a lot of money. Apart from being the chairman, I have a lot of money in this circle. I don't have an ATM. I've never withdrawn even a coin. So I must, when I become a chairman or a manager or what, I have interest. It is my money. I did not get this money from anybody. Then the final principle, after you have done the other ones, the 4, sacco must be member beneficiary. You formed it, you own it, you finance it, you manage it well, then you must benefit from it. That's why these bonuses, that's why these loans, that's to benefit from what you have invested. But these other circles, we hear, they start from with number 5. Because their circles were not based on principles, on, on strong foundation. When they know the rally is here for presidential candidate, they would have formed their circle maybe 2 months ago or whatever. Now they come in front of the candidate. They begin singing, "You are welcome, women of whatever, we love you, you are..." But we have our, Your Excellency, or your candidate, we have our circle, women. Okay, because the candidate wants votes. Before the vehicles of the candidates leave, they are fighting behind the tent to share. I'm the one who came up with the idea. I'm the one who wrote I'm the one who give me mine. And the circle ends there. So it's like some circles want to engage gear number 5 before number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. So that's why I have been resisting, getting some support from. We can, but this has been my fear. But now I think where we have reached, if we can place a request for special, consideration in your proposal for agriculture strictly, then maybe we can try it and see. Otherwise, we are going to take your concern, and it is not yours, only all of us, and we see how we can help ourselves. Thank you very much for those proposals. So we have come to the end of this meeting, and I want to thank all of you, members of AGM, for the great day, for having come to attend this great meeting, which concerns looking at the direction our organization is heading to. Your contributions So I want to thank all of you for the day. I want to thank you, our partners, those we've been moving with for all this time. Together, you see how far we have achieved. So I want to thank all of you, our partners, the banks, the insurance, and all those. I thank you so much, but mostly for coming to attend this meeting. I want to thank our bosses, the Ukusku, for always attending our AGMs and giving us words of wisdom and advice. More especially you, the chairperson and the CEO. I salute you for loving us. But we also love you so much. I want to thank our hosts. We are in someone's compound here. And we did not pay for any, fee. So I want to ask you, Brigadier General Gwar, for accepting to host us. Together with General Emmanuel Kanyesi, the Cantonment Commander, and all your staff. Thank you so much for hosting us. I want to I did thank them in my opening remarks, the strong team of management for this great success. Thank you so much. I want to thank the chair of the Supervisory Board and your team. Thank you. So always be on us, because if you close one eye, we may. But now that we know that you're always there, we do things in the right way. Thank you so much. But mostly I want to thank the cooperation, the spirit of teamwork. This is ours, all of us. The interests are the same. So I want to thank this collaboration and teamwork. I want to thank the founder members of the Afandekare here represents the 30, where are they 30 founder members. We thank them now from 30 to 111 something. So we thank you for what you started, and here we are. We shall always remember you for the great work. I want to thank the UPDF leadership for they nurtured us. The story is long. When you people started, the UPDF was the one paying our workers. UPDF was the one hiring venues for AGMs. You remember, General Ronda used to be the one to hire, to bring, you know, entertainers. So, up to when we became now strong and we took over. So we can never forget our founder members. Of course, I want to end by thanking His Excellency the President, the Commander-in-Chief, for the support. Actually, other circles, the only thing I request from him has always been one: taxation. These big taxes, the URA always wants to take from us. And by doing so, even other circles benefited from that holiday of taxation. So I want to thank him for always being there to listen to our complaints and taking action. We salute him. Now, therefore, time has come. This meeting is hereby adjourned to next year, March. Thank you very much. Before we get to the anthems, the Director of Ceremonies has got some announcements he wants to make, and after that, we shall have the anthems and go for lunch. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, the Chairman Board. These announcements, one is about our lunch. We shall have lunch in 2 serving points. The tent behind this main tent is for colonels, the ranks of colonels and above, including our invited guests, board members, directors, all those who fall in the category of invited guests will be in this tent. Then colonels and above. Lieutenant Colonel and below, we have our serving point in the mess which used to be called Cadets Mess. I believe all of us in those ranks know where it is. That is one. Then the other announcement is that command and staff, the joint staff logistics, has your message at your Harrod, Clive Road, Ginger City. Do I repeat that? Command and staff, you have a message from joint staff logistics at Harrod Petrol Station, Clive Road, Ginger City, after here. And the same team, command and staff,
For those who have not visited the Secretariat and Publicity tent, kindly, during lunch or after lunch, you can visit there. Lastly, the band, you will play the anthems in reverse order, one stanza each. Thank you.